Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Silver, the slow march to $20 per ounce. Though there's something about silver that kind of pulls us in. It is quite a unique metal. It is a metal that is affordable, but yet has characteristics and properties that are quite unique to any other metal out there, including gold. Its reflectivity and its diversity of use and demand in many different aspects of the economy, and as a hedge, I think is what kind of propels us to kind of want to accumulate this metal more often. You know, silver, when silver prices go up 50 cents, sometimes it's more exciting than when gold goes up $50. This depends on how much you have of one versus the other and where the price is at the time of the movement. And that's something that has kind of allured us with silver. You know, there's many in this community and around in the punditry, in the pundit space, who say that silver is vastly undervalued and it's about to soar, and it's going to catch up and surpass gold in terms of performance. And now's the time to buy. But in the emboldenment of folks who say that the silver's price is going to vastly increase from the languishing at the bottoms that we've seen it for quite some time, you know, it is tempting to want to adhere to that and accumulate more of the metal. But I tend to take a more balanced view of silver. Notwithstanding and not discounting any of the movements we've seen as of late, it's been exciting to see. I think it more than validates silver as a hedge against economic instability and a preserver of wealth as well. But that's something that has really kind of jaded many of us in the community, because we have seen silver drop to prices that when you look at a long standing chart, there are times when silver does not preserve your wealth. But averaging it all out in the end, that's what it does. But we have to take into account a couple of different factors as we're starting to see the prices move more towards our favor. You know, there was a time not long ago when silver was trading at just above $14 an ounce. And as of the recording of this video, it's over $18 an ounce. And but we've been here before, and we've also seen the price decline after this particular period of time, the price point. But that does not mean that will happen again this time, because I think the circumstances are different. And I believe that we will probably see that slow march to $20 per ounce. The reason why I don't think it's going to be as quick as some people think is because if there are economic indicators that state that start to show a downturn in the economy, further clues as such, let's say we get some bad job numbers, or the performance isn't as much as we would like, and other indicators of a possible recession coming, well, more than likely that's going to cause some fear. But fear only plays so much a part, although it can also work against us, because fear also means that corporations and companies will not be investing in new products, or the demand for such products such as electronics and the industrial applications and uses for silver, which could decrease. And if that happens, well, then stay tuned, because then we may see less demand for silver. And if there's less demand for silver, which I think is in part and parcel to some of the reasons why we haven't seen production numbers of silver as high as some would think. Some people say, well, we've reached peak production on silver. But probably not. Some of that may be because of a lack of demand that we've seen in the bullion markets, in the physical market for, in quote, investors. I don't like these term in terms with regards to silver, because I see silver as not as an investment but as a hedge. But in that world, for those who accumulate the physical, though the demand is higher for silver than it was before the Great Recession of 2007, 2008, it still is less than what it has been since we saw the prices start to wane back a bit. And I think that is part and parcel because some people are jaded, and also because of the cryptocurrency revolution has occurred in between. And that's a lucrative area that a lot of people have been able to speculate and make some money at. Silver is not a metal that you acquire to make money. It is a metal that you acquire to preserve your wealth with long-term holdings. And I think that's part of the problem with the people who have accumulated silver for so long. They are jaded because they don't really fully understand what the metal is in terms of being that hedge, that way to preserve your wealth in the long term. So that is kind of the message of this video, that slow march to $20 an ounce, which not that long ago was considered a pretty low price. The gold to silver ratio right now, over the past, a few weeks or whatever, it has tightened up 10%. As of the recording of this video, it is about 82.68 to 1. And that's down from about 93, 92 to 1. So that's encouraging, but we have to be very cautious in our outlook to see. But I do think we are going to see probably some movement in the silver markets, and I think that's exciting. And I think it further bolsters and gives us the confidence that what we're doing in accumulating this metal is the right thing. But it just, as a cautionary tale, as we creep our way upwards, we may see some dips in between. And even if we get up there, if the economy does take a slowdown, and especially with all the different factors, geopolitics, trade, and the like, if it does slow down, then I believe that we could see the prices even drop. And because we have seen that in past recessions where the prices for both gold and silver do drop during those times. Part of accumulating these metals, both gold and silver, and especially silver, are working our way through and muscling up during the times of price of fluctuations, the volatility in the price. You have the volatility index. Well, somebody should measure that in the world of precious metals, because these metals here and the what they stand for are something that is a long-term proposition. And when you hold on to them, that's what you do as pure stackers and as accumulators, and understanding what the reason for accumulating them are. Silver is especially so misunderstood many times, and I think that is part and parcel to maybe some of the lack of clarity and some of the discussions had by some members of this community and other analysts out there. And but I think if you understand it and you accumulate it, and the reason why I'm showing some of these pieces here as old constitutional silver back when it was actually used as currency, notwithstanding right now it's probably more considered dormant money than currency, but is to show that it was actually used in day-to-day transactions for a myriad of different products and services. And when you take that into account and see that it's got a track record, it's got a history behind it, and that history is something not to be discounted and to be understood, even more so than gold in a way. This is the working man's metal, back when it served as a purpose. And even today, we're seeing the United States Mint and other mints around the world produce coins and for collectors, and those are premium collector pieces out there. So when you see things like that, it gives you a wholesale appreciation for the metal, and harkens back to what is known as true value. Pieces like, a commemorative coin, such as you see here, honoring the White House. These are pieces to be treasured. Now, they're obviously high premium pieces for sure. The silver content and the weight and measure of this particular commemorative coin is exactly the same as this dollar that was used in transactions. It's the same specifications of the metal, and actually that's true up until very recently. In fact, this year is the first year that they're producing these commemorative coins in 3/9 fine silver. But other than that, the same dimensions and specifications hold true. It's just even more pure, which is I think a good thing. But the reason for having these and holding them, I think it's important for those of you who are interested in accumulating silver to purely stack, to accumulate it in this form. And either in your country, if you live in the United States of America, you can accumulate silver in constitutional form as such as spending money. But you may also, in your country of origin, find the silver coins that were used in your country. And I think that is a way to honor and to remember and to remind us that silver is money, even though it's more dormant money right now. But it is also, more importantly, a hedge against economic instability. And even more important than that, it is a preserver of wealth in the long run. So just a video to help remind us as we make that slow march to $20 an ounce silver. So there you have it. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.